Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Today, and today I'll be talking about why Aljamain Sterling is probably ruining the UFC bantamweight division. Aljamain Sterling is the most boring champ in my opinion, and the UFC bantamweight division is the most exciting it's ever been. We have guys like Sean O'Malley, we have Henry Cejudo coming back, we have Peter Yan, Corey Sandhagen, Song Yudong, you name it. We have a lot of exciting fighters and even a lot of prospects coming up. Unfortunately, we have a guy like Aljamain Sterling as our champion. Now, today I just want to cover a couple of my pet peeves. The number one pet peeve I have currently with Aljamain Sterling is that he's talking about this bicep tear. Aljamain Sterling has been, he said he's known about this bicep tear for the past couple months, but he still hasn't gotten a surgery from it. So I just want to go ahead and just cover what he had to say about the MMA Hour a couple weeks ago. So let's go ahead and see what he had to say.
I'm at.
And just curious, if you did go under the knife, how long would you be out for? Like, what's the recovery time for something like that? Have they told you?
They were saying like 9 months. I don't
Oh,
think it's gonna
wow.
take that long. This one was 7 months, and I did
Okay.
the rehab back in Long Island. And Long Island is good, but if I'm here at the PI and I'm doing everything and I get the stem cells like right after I get the surgery, like a week later or 2 weeks later, I think that recovery time cuts down to probably like 4 months,
Okay.
like to be able to compete.
And when
Or
do they?
maybe five. Let me say five. Let me say
Okay.
five.
All right, I'll pause it right there. You guys heard it from himself. He's saying that it's going to take him about 9 months at the latest for him to come back. That's just killing the division, in my opinion, because right now we have Henry Cejudo waiting for his shot. We have Sean O'Malley waiting for his shot. We have Chino Vera versus Corey Sandhagen happening. We have Merab versus Peter Yan happening as well. Those are big fights, which means that we have a lot of exciting things to look forward to. Aljamain Sterling is killing all the hype in this division by saying that he's going to take 9 months, and he still hasn't gotten the surgery. It's almost February, and he still hasn't gotten the surgery. So we're looking at towards the end of the year, possibly for him to make his return, stalling the division even more. And we already had an interim title last year because of his injury, so we're going to have to wait again. And guys, I don't mind a champion saying they need to take care of injuries. I know, and we've seen a lot of other champs, take time with injuries because, once you have the belt, you want to make sure you're 100% before you go into that. I totally understand it from that perspective, but Aljamain Sterling himself is saying that he still hasn't gotten the surgery, guys, and it's been months since he's fought. I believe the last time he fought was in October, so he's had plenty of time to chill, relax, and work on getting the surgery done, but he still hasn't gotten it, so he's just delaying the inevitable, which I believe is him losing the belt. So I think he's just killing the sport with that. And then also another big pet peeve I have about Aljamain is just his fighting style. Honestly, guys, this is probably the most boring fighter on the roster in terms of the way he fights. Henry Cejudo said something very interesting. At one point, he said that Aljamain Sterling is more of an athlete. He's not really a fighter, meaning that he doesn't like to do a lot of damage. He mainly just likes to control your back. And I just want to go ahead and react to a video that he posted on his channel, basically discussing his fighting style compared to Merab. Merab, another mess, and don't get me started on Merab. He's also a terrible fighter, but let's go ahead and hear what Aljamain had to say about their styles.
What? It's two different styles of grappling. I'm going to give you the perfect example. Here's Merab. Here's Aljamain Sterling. Merab will take you down 20 plus times in a fight and exhaust you to the point where you don't even want to stand up anymore. I only need to take you down one time and the round is over. So essentially, I could take you down 5 times in a fight and you could be rendered helpless the entire time with the threat of submissions or the threat of ground and pound if you let me get to a dominant position. Because I'm not going to sit there and just chill. Unless you're Piotr Yan. I like to just hold Piotr Yan's back and just tell him about my day. Oh, Piotr, let me tell you about my day. Stay nice and close to me.
All right,
It's two different.
So pretty cringe at the end, but basically what he was saying is that he likes to kind of hold his opponents down, hold their back. If you guys notice, something I've noticed in Aljamain Sterling's fights is that he doesn't really go for top control. He likes to always go for the back. Calls himself the human backpack. I believe that's because he's less susceptible to get any damage done on him. Because I believe Aljamain Sterling has a hard time eating punches. If you guys watched his last fight with Peter Yan, he in the round of the fourth round, I believe, they were on the feet, and Peter Yan landed some good punches on him. Aljamain Sterling started cowering away, started kind of almost running away from Peter Yan the moment he ate a punch. So he doesn't take punches very well. So being on the back is a good opportunity for him to just kill the clock. And I've checked his fight time. He has about like 12 or 13 minutes in average fight time for most of his fights, meaning that a lot of his fights go to decision and that he likes to just sit there. And he's even said it himself. He takes you down. He could kill 5 rounds with just one takedown each round with that style. And then also something else I want to get into is that he's a big weight bully as well. But I just wanted to just say I hate his style. I don't think most fans like the way he fights, and I've just been absorbing that more and more. None of his fights have any replay value. The canvas does more damage than Aljamain Sterling, honestly, in his fights. So I thought that was pretty embarrassing. Marab, his buddy as well, is an issue. He's ranked number 3. He does something similar, like you said. He likes to shoot for takedowns all day, which is pretty boring to watch. If you guys seen Jose Aldo fight, which he ruined Jose Aldo's career by just holding him up against the cage, we could have had Jose Aldo fight for the belt, but instead Marab, that little bum he is, likes to hold up Jose Aldo for the entire round, not get a single takedown that was successful, and Aljamain Sterling was praising Marab, saying that he stuck to the game plan. So I just thought that was pretty embarrassing from both of them. Just terrible styles, terrible fighters, and they're ruining that division. Next thing I'm going to get into, like I said earlier, is that weight bullying technique that he likes to do. Aljamain Sterling is known for cutting a lot of weight. He's even said it himself, posted on his social media. I think he gets around like 177 or 180 outside of camp, which is pretty toxic because he's fighting at 135. And the whole point of weight classes is that you're supposed to be fighting somewhere close to that natural weight because we want to see who's the best at that weight class, and we also want to see we also want it to be fair. We don't want to see a huge size disadvantage between him and his opponents, which Aljamain likes to do, and that just helps his style of cage hugging even more. So Aljamain Sterling likes to cut a lot of weight, and I think Chino Vera was on the Believe You Me podcast, and he put that out perfectly in my opinion. And Chino Vera is really likable. He has a nice personality, and I think a lot of people like to hear what he has to say. So I think I think Chino Vera explains it pretty perfectly about his weight bullying technique that Aljamain Sterling likes to do.
Just quickly on this, Aljamain Sterling's talking about if he beats Henry Cejudo, he's going to go up to 145 pounds. What do you think of that?
I think he's too big for make the weight class. He's cutting that much weight is cheating to me. I'm like, you're kind of like a pussy if you cut that much weight because you want to.
I'll pause right here. I agree. He's going to explain further as well, but I agree that technically it's not cheating, but to me that's cheating just because you're not really fighting at 135. You're fighting at a much larger weight on fight night. You're just using that size advantage. You're not even using skill. You're just using that your big frame, your big size. So I'll let Chito explain further.
Bigger and stronger because he really doesn't hurt nobody, but he makes you carry his weight, take you down. Like, I'm 155 pounds in or out of camp. I feel that's like a natural 135 pounder. And I'm still thinking I got a shit lot of weight because 20 pounds is a lot. Mm-hmm. That motherfucker weighs like 170, 180 pounds when he's eating fucking God knows what. And yeah, you can make that weight. That's why he's being KO unconscious because the amount of weight he cut. I'm like, if you touch him, he might go down. So
I'll go ahead and I'll pause it right there. Chino Vera, right on the money right there. He's basically saying that Aljamain Sterling is cutting all this weight, and it's obviously messing up his chin as well, and that he's just using that big size and that big frame to beat his opponents. That's the type of stuff I don't like to see in MMA. Whenever I see MMA, I'm thinking about fighting. I'm not thinking about cage hugging or holding your opponent down, which Aljamain Sterling just likes to do. And I feel like that's one of the main reasons why he's also ruining the sport. You guys let me know in the comments what you guys think about Aljamain Sterling. Are you guys okay with weight bullying? Are you guys okay with a guy who likes to hold the cage like a little bum? Are you guys a fan of even his personality? Me personally, I don't know anybody who's a fan of Aljamain Sterling besides maybe some guys in New York, but honestly, he's one of the most boring fighters on the division, and I just think that it was good to just point this out. You guys let me know in the comments, like the video, let me know what you guys think, and subscribe if you're new. Have a great rest of your day, guys.